All right, so we're going to station number 2 now. Station number 2, got some pretty cool colors here. We're going to now add and subtract fractions. A lot of people are scared of fractions. You don't have to be scared of fractions. They're not that bad. I actually prefer them over decimals. I know that's kind of crazy. But let's look at what we had. We had 3/5 for the first one in station number 2. Ooh, some far out colors here. 3/5 plus 2/7. And what's the first thing we need to do? Well, the first thing we need is that for the 5 and the 7 to be common denominators. So we need a number that both 5 and 7 go into. Well, the easiest thing to do is just multiply 5 times 7. So 5 times 7 will give you 35. Sweet, so that's the number that we want underneath these fractions for the denominator. Common denominator, common, same. And isn't that also a rapper's name? I don't know, I'm old. I can't remember these things. All right, so we got the 35s down here, but we got to change the top numbers, the numerators. How do we do that? Well, since we took 5 times 7 to get 35, we're going to do that up here as well. 3 times 7 to give us 21. And that's some internet thing, 21, 21. We're going to do 7 times 5 for 35. Also going to do 2 times 5. So what we do the bottom, we have to do the top. Fractions, whatever you do the top, you got to do the bottom. Can't have different things there. So we're going to have 10 over 35. Now, what's the cool thing that can happen? Well, all the cool kids then will take the 21 and the 10, and they're going to add them together. Ah, those crazy kids. 21 plus 10 is 31. Now, we don't do anything to the denominators because that's what we're comparing. We're comparing 21 35ths to 10 35ths and seeing overall how much we have. So we got 31 35ths. Brilliant. And let's relate that then to the next problem. Here's the great wave. We had 11 halves, an improper fraction, which is fine, plus 13 and 4/8, which is a mixed number. And normally then we want to change this mixed number into an improper fraction. But something catches my eye. This 4/8 here, that's kind of catching my eye. Why? Well, because the 4/8, ooh, it's a ghost now. The 4/8 can be reduced to 1/2. So if I can make things easier on myself, and I'm a mathematician and I like things that are easy, I'm going to take that 11 halves, keep it that way. I'm going to take that 13 4/8. I'm going to change that to 13 and 1/2, because 4/8 is just 1/2 or 0.5. Those of you that love decimals. And so now what I'm going to do then is I'm going to keep that 11 halves as an improper fraction. And I'm feeling kind of giddy because this 2 right here in the bottom, I know what's going to have to be on the bottom, because we're going to have common denominators there. We don't have to do anything. All right. But what we can do then is, now what we can do is we can do a little horseshoe method, some people like to say. Who are those people? I don't know. But they go 2 times 13 to get you 26. And then you take that answer and you add it to the numerator, which is plus 1. So we're going to do 26 plus 1 to give us 27. And that's going to be my top number. So what are all the cool kids doing? Now, if you got common denominators, you can be a cool kid and just add across. I know, isn't that fantastic? 11 plus 27 is 38 over that common denominator of 2. And lo and behold, that reduces, doesn't it? I believe it reduces to 19. 19 times 2 is 38. That's our final answer. Then the last thing we had was we had one where you took a mixed number, 3 1/9. Looking like I'm going to have to do that horseshoe method again, minus 6/5. I'm kind of sad because the 9 and the 5 aren't common, so I'm going to have to make common denominators. So again, we're going to have to do that horseshoe method. 9 times 3, which is 27, plus 1, which is 28. So I'm going to have 28/9 minus 6/5. Now common denominator here, in my CD collection, it's going to be 45, because I can just multiply it. That's usually the easy way to get your common denominator. Sometimes there's a smaller one where you don't have to multiply the two numbers exactly. But here we're going to do 9 times 5 for 45. And 28 times 5. Uh-oh. That might be a little tricky and a little bit more difficult, something we're not used to. So we might have to multiply over on the side a little bit. I'm going to go 28 times 5 up here. So a scratch paper is always good to have. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry that 4. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 4 is 14. So we have 140 over 45, minus then the 6/5 that we had, which is an improper fraction. That's fine. I'm going to take that 140 minus 6, well, not yet, because I need the common denominators. And to get 45 here, I had to multiply by 9, and I had to multiply by 9 here. I almost jumped the gun there. So 140 over 45. Minus 6 times 9, or 9 times 6 is 54. Oh, this is cool. 9 times 5 is 45. It's like they just swapped places there. All right, now we can be a cool kid. All the cool kids. 140 minus 54 is going to be an answer. Ooh, that's a little big there. Why don't we make that equal sign a little bit more manageable? So teachers make mistakes too. It's all cool. You catch me making a math mistake in class, hey, you get a little extra credit. So bottom number is going to be 45. That's our common denominator. We don't change them. 140 minus 54, though, is maybe we got to do some work on that. If you're good and you can do it in your head, hey, more power to you. You're smarter than I am. I'm going to take that minus the 54. Okay, and we got to now borrow. So I got to borrow from the 14 and make it 13. Make that a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 13 minus 5 is 8. So I'm going to have 86 or 45. Can you keep it like that? Sure, why not? You know, sometimes your standardized tests will keep it as improper fractions. Sometimes you're going to have to reduce it to a nice number. That's how you add or subtract fractions. I admit decimals are probably a little bit easier, but hey, you got to know both. So thanks for watching.